The following presentation is for mature audiences only.
Who are you?
He's a fine man.
All hell is broken loose.
He's a great broadcaster.
He's a very powerful guy.
Absolutely brilliant.
Feared by men, adored by women.
He's a smart boy. It's patriotic.
It's no big deal.
It's the end of the world.
I might as well tell you now. He's a monkey.
And how you doing, rockers and cockers? Welcome in to another edition of The Wyldeside with Eric Clark. I am your host, Eric Clark, saying thank you for taking time out of your busy day to join us on the east side of Music City, USA. Make sure you're hitting all the right buttons and follow along on any and all the socials we have linked down below in the description. Today's Discord suggestion is coming from Muffin, a.k.a. Paranola. They want me to check out Brandon Hart. Don't know anything about the cat, so let me know down below with everything I need to know about Brandon Hart and this track or anything else I need to know because you're my Sherpas here. This is a track called Down to Size. It's Brandon Hart on the Wyldeside. Let's check it out. There you go. That is Brandon Hart, Down to Size, as requested by Muffin, a.k.a. Paranola. Right at the beginning of the track, and I want to go back to this real quick. So right at the beginning of this track, that bass line, right when it popped out, I thought, it's not familiar as in I've heard this song before. What I'm saying is, okay, so when you're introducing people to new music, what you really want to look for is a thread of connectivity. So if you can find a thread of connectivity to a new music that you're relating to something in your library, it eases your fears. It's not a fear as in, ooh, boogie, boogie. It's a reticence to something new is what I'm saying. That's the fear. We all, everybody fears change. So when you're introducing somebody to new music, you want to be able to make sure that they're able to find a familiar connectivity to the music. And right off the bat, they do a great job of this because I'm sure when you hear that opening bass line, we can all find a familiar recollection in our brain. For me, and it took a second, and you saw me kind of later in the video kind of write it down, but it took a second, but it was reminiscent of a great song and a great band, a great group of people that I've had the privilege of knowing and hanging out with, a band out of Australia called Sick Puppies. And they had a track called You're Going Down. and it's got that really good bass bounce. And that's what this song has. It's got this nice, full, thick, rich bounce that follows for the whole song. And it's really indicative of the rhythm section. It's the bass and the drums that are driving that bounce throughout the track so that the guitar and the vocal can kind of weave their way through and harmonize with that rhythm section. So when all the colors are combining, you've got those nice, rich, textured green and brown earth tones with that bass and drum foundation and rhythm section, but then you get those airy, those pinks, those purples, the bright blues, the bright pinks, the bright yellows, the sky colors is what I call them, of the vocals and the guitars coming in and weaving their way through to harmonize along with that syncopative bass line and rhythm section there. So it's got this really nice, rich texture on the foundation itself. And then when you add good vocals with good harmonies and a good message on top of that, you get a nice flowing song. And I had to kind of look at it for a second. It's only 2.5 minutes, but it's a song. What makes a song good is when it finishes and you want more. And you say, man, that I could do another minute of that. That's what this song brings you. It finishes quickly, gets the message out. And we have this expression in the music industry, in radio, records, all that stuff. We have this expression called "don't bore us, get to the chorus." We would do these music calls with record reps, and they would come in and sit down with us, and they've got their CDs or they've got their digital plays, and they want to submit it to the station for us to add and all this other stuff. And they would hit play, and it's like, bro, I can tell you within 30 seconds. And that's a long time. Jonathan Schaefer and I talked about this once as music directors. 30 seconds is a long time. I should be able to tell you right from the get-go if this song is going to fit on an active rock format station. This song right here is a great example of the new mainstream. Don't confuse when I say mainstream on this channel. I'm going to say two words that are never bad. That's mainstream and formula. Outside of this channel, you're probably going to hear them in the pejorative. But on my channel, I use them as a foundational affirmation. So when I say this is a really good modern mainstream rock song, what I mean is I can walk into a room. The way you program radio is you walk into a room full of 100 people and you say, what do most of them want to hear? Not all of them. You're not going to make everybody happy. But what do I need to play to capture, to cast the biggest net? That track. That track is a perfect mainstream active rock song. If this track came across my desk as a music director, it would be in. I would add it. I'm not saying that it would be like, every 90 minutes or anything like that. But when you're looking at an active rock station whose core is your Rage Against the Machine, your Linkin Parks, Godsmack's, Disturbed, things like that, this song slides right in there. Like a glove. So this is a great mainstream modern rock song. And again, it's got great bounce. It's got fantastic thickness. And there's that thickness, that rhythm section in there that really creates that nice heavy foundation. And his vocals and the guitar just weave their way through that track with aplomb. So when you get to the end, you say, okay, dude, I want more, because of the desire you have. Everything is checked your boxes. And again, I can guarantee everyone who hears this for the first time will hear that opening bass line and immediately connect it to something in their own music history. And that's really a good thing. That's a good formula when you're using familiar melodies, you're using familiar key changes or chord progressions or time signatures. When you're using these things in your music and you do them well, you get something like this. So again, thank you very much, Muffin, a.k.a. Paranola. I think there's like 5 A's on the end of that. If you, like Muffin, have a suggestion for me you'd like me to check out, get over to Discord. Everything is linked down below. But I take all my suggestions from Discord. It is the one-stop shop for all things Wyldeside. Left-hand side, YouTube reaction requests. Read the pinned message, drop a link, a brief description. I will get to it when I can. Again, that is Brandon Hart with Down to Size, as suggested by Muffin here on the Wild Side. Again, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day to hang out with us on the east side of Nashville. Hit all the right buttons, throw me some horns down in the comment section to help out the YouTube algorithm. Make sure you're looking out for each other. Make sure you're looking out for your neighbor. Try to do at least one good thing a day. I am Eric Clark. You are the best darn subscribers in the world, and this is the Wild Side.